Today I'm going to review the Fourneau Bread Oven Grande. Is it a good investment for the home baker? Hi, I'm Sune and I'm a food geek. The first Fourneau Bread Oven was launched as a Kickstarter campaign back in 2015. It was highly popular and raised over $165,000 and had over 700 backers. In 2017, Fourneau produced an upgraded version called the 2.0 that had an upgraded hatch and a new tray system with a silicone mat. And that brings us to the latest incarnation of the Fourneau Bread Oven, which is called the Grande. It's almost twice the size of the two previous models, and that is the one that I'm going to be reviewing today. Full disclosure, I was sent this oven by Fourneau so that I could review it. I didn't pay any money, well, except for the tax and import charges. I wasn't asked to say anything specific, good or bad, so everything in this review are my own words and opinions. So what do you get in the package with the Grande? First, you get a baking stone made from cordierite that's thermal shock resistant, which means that you can pour room temperature water on the stone when it's hot and it isn't going to shatter. You get a great looking cast iron cloche. I really love the look of cast iron. It slots easily into the stone. Then it comes with a hatch made from cast iron with an aluminum handle. And you also get an aluminum baking tray with a silicone mat. You can order more trays with the oven if you need more. You also get the spiffy handle for the tray, which doubles as a bottle opener. The handle is easily attached and the tray is kept on the handle by gravity. So that means no baking in space, people. So you just put the tray in the Fourneau like this, and then just lift up the handle to disengage it. An optional accessory is this great looking gooseneck pitcher. It really makes it super easy to add water for steaming in the oven when baking. You can also get these stencils for making flower patterns on your bread. They look pretty cool, I think. So I thought the best review would be to put the oven through its paces by doing an experiment. I prepared 4 doughs that are just waiting in the fridge to be baked in the Fourneau. Those were the words. This is the experiment. So the instructions from Fourneau said to preheat the oven to 260 degrees Celsius, 500 degrees Fahrenheit for 45 minutes. So I thought the first test should be to try a cold bake. Normally I put rice flour on the bottom to help the bread slide easily off the peel, but in this case I just flip it onto the peel since we're actually going to bake directly on the peel. I score the dough. And then I put it in the cold Fourneau. I had a bit of trouble getting the handle off there. Then I pour in a swig of water, not sure how much. Then I close the cloche and the oven. And then I turn on the oven and set it to 260 degrees Celsius, 500 degrees Fahrenheit with the fan on. I set the timer to 40 minutes, but I plan to come back and set it to 20 minutes after my oven has heated. I also decided to try out what Fourneau calls two-stage baking. That essentially means that you bake one bread on the inside of the cloche and let the other one brown on the outside of the cloche. That way you use less time with the oven on. This method can be used with any other vessel though, it's not specific to the Fourneau, as long as you have room in the oven. So right before the time is up for the steaming of the cold baked bread, I prepare this next one. I prepare to bake the following using the Fourneau instructions. But first I need to get the cold baked bread out of the cloche. I remove the hatch and grab the bread. Not bad, not bad. Then I had planned to put the bread beside the cloche, but there really isn't room. What to do, what to do? Well, there's room underneath. I'll just grab another wire rack at the bottom. Oh god, it's stuck. There, fixed it. And then put the bread underneath. Then I grab the other dough and add it to the Fourneau. A little wiggle helps the handle detach. Add room temperature water. And then I close the cloche. Then I bake for 20 minutes. Just before the time is up, I prepare the next bread. I plan to use boiling water for steam here. I get the Fourneau bread out of the oven and temporarily put it on the wire rack. Then I grab the prepared dough, put it in the Fourneau, and take the finished cold baked bread. And put the Fourneau bread on the bottom shelf. Then I add boiling water for steam. That sounds aggressive. And then I close the cloche and let it bake for 20 minutes. And as that time is closing in, I prepare the last dough. The first bread seems a bit on the light colored side, so I decided to bake longer. So instead of 2 times 20 minutes, I do 2 times 25 minutes. That means that the boiling bread will be browned for 25 minutes, so that the bread will be baked for a total of 45 minutes. So first I grab the finished bread. Then I grab the dough and put it in the Fourneau. And I pour water in. This is room temperature again. And then I add the bread for browning. Then I let it bake for 25 minutes. Then I grab the bread baked with the boiling water. That's a much nicer color. Then I take the last bread out of the Fourneau and put it on the bottom rack. And bake for 25 minutes. Since the boiling water one got a bit dark on the side facing the fan, I decided to flip it around halfway. I usually do my browning at 230 degrees Celsius, 450 degrees Fahrenheit, so this was new to me. And then, when the entire 25 minutes are up, I grab the finished bread. And put it on the wire rack. That looks wonderful. Alright, as in every Foodgeek experiment, let's have a look at the crumb. We'll do all 4 together. Okay, so I guess this experiment shows that it's perfectly possible to do a cold bake in the Fourneau. Room temperature or boiling water doesn't really seem to make a whole lot of difference. So it's easier to just do room temperature. As for baking time, I like my bread darker, so doing a 50-minute bake instead of a 40-minute bake is where I like it. Lots of people probably prefer their bread lighter, and 40 minutes is just fine. I do think that the breads that browned for 20 minutes instead of 25 were less crispy. Alright, so what do I like about the Fourneau bread oven? 1. First of all, it looks great. It's obviously made from high quality materials. 2. They thought about how you bake and what obstacles you might face. I remember my first couple of sourdough breads that were just helplessly stuck on the peel. Probably also because the hydration was a bit too high. 3. Adding water to a Dutch oven isn't really feasible, except for adding an ice cube. So it's nice to be able to do that with the Fourneau. 4. You put it in the oven in separate pieces, and you don't have to remove or maneuver anything heavy that's scorching hot while baking. You just let it cool down with the oven and remove it when it's cool. That's definitely a plus over the Challenger, because that top definitely gives you a workout. The hatch on the Fourneau can easily be lifted with one hand, not a problem. 5. You can bake longer breads and even 2 baguettes at the same time. That's pretty cool. So what don't I like? 1. While the handle for the tray looks cool, it can be a bit fidgety to get off. Maybe it's just a learning curve, but a different design might be easier to remove. It's a minor problem that can be solved though. 2. The price is probably pretty prohibitive for a lot of people. At the time of this review, it's $325 US, which is almost $50 more than the Challenger, and $275 more than a large combo cooker. 3. It's a one-trick pony. You can only use it for baking. A large can be used as a pot and a pan. The Challenger could certainly also be used for cooking if you want to. When all of that is said, who is it for? If you're a beginner and on a budget, get a large. It's really good and not very expensive. If you're a mid-level home baker and you can spend this kind of money and you're looking for versatility and awesome quality, this might be the ultimate bread making tool for you. If you're a total sourdough nut and you don't own the Challenger, I'd say put your money on this. It makes you feel like a real baker. If you're convinced that this is the tool for you, please use the link in the description. This is an affiliate link and will give me money if you buy it, just so you know. If you're not convinced that this is for you, you can watch my review of the Challenger bread pan. It's linked in the card above. Or you can just get a large combo cooker, which is also linked in the description. I hope you learned something today. See you next time.